Let's dive in. We've all been there, haven't we? That real frustration. You spend ages learning something, maybe for school, you memorize it, you ace the test.
You think you know it?
Exactly. And then you actually need it. You need to use that knowledge out in the wild, and poof, it's gone. Or it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Why does that happen? Why does so much knowledge, the stuff we learn the traditional way, often feel so useless?
Well, the source material we're looking at is pretty clear on this. It often feels useless because fundamentally it was taught in a way that made it useless.
How so?
It's taught as definitions, things to just retrieve from memory, like reciting facts that only gives you a really shallow grasp.
Right, like surface level understanding.
Exactly. The knowledge is brittle. It breaks the second you try to actually apply it under any kind of real world pressure.
Okay, that makes sense. But what's the alternative? This is where it gets interesting, right? We're looking at a philosopher today.
We are, Ludwig Wittgenstein. And his idea, meaning as use, really tackles this head on.
Meaning as use. Okay, unpack that for us.
So Wittgenstein argued that the real meaning of a concept isn't found in some dusty definition in a book.
Not just the words.
Not just the words. Meaning comes alive, it's realized only when you use the concept. In practice, if you can't actually use the knowledge to do something, change something,
then you don't really get it.
You don't possess the meaning. It's just, it's inert data sitting in your head. Pretty useless, like you said.
I like that framing. It feels much more practical. He talks about language games, doesn't he? What's that about?
Yeah, that's his term for it. Language games are basically the real-life contexts, the situations, the environments.
Where the concept actually gets used.
Precisely, where it's applied successfully. Think about the word strategy.
Okay.
You don't truly understand strategy just by being able to recite a definition from a business textbook.
Right, I can see that.
You understand it when you actually apply it. When you use strategic thinking to, say, navigate a complex project or achieve a goal in a messy, unpredictable situation, that's the language game for strategy.
So it's the difference between knowing the dictionary definition and actually, playing the game effectively.
That's a great analogy, yes.
Yeah.
Knowing the rule versus playing the game.
Okay, but hang on. Don't you need the definition first? Like, how do you even start playing the game if you don't know the basic terms?
That's a fair point. The definition is it's the entry ticket. It's the vocabulary you need to even understand the game exists.
Right.
But the key is you can't stop there. This learning platform we're discussing, it seems to get this. It uses the definition as a starting point, but immediately pushes you beyond just remembering.
Into actually doing something with it.
Exactly. Into applying, analyzing, using the knowledge in a functional way, moving beyond just vocabulary.
So this platform, it's built entirely around this Wittgenstein idea, this meaning as use.
That's what the source indicates, yes. The whole architecture is designed to enforce application.
How does it do that, technically?
Well, it uses simulations. Every single learning task. And there are apparently 100 for each concept.
100? Wow, okay.
Yeah, quite comprehensive. Each one is structured as a simulation. A language game, basically.
So you're thrown into a situation where you have to use the knowledge.
You have to. There's no option to just recall a definition. You're required to actively deploy what you've learned within that simulated context.
Can you give an example? Like, what would that look like?
Okay, let's take a concept like risk analysis. The old way is, define risk analysis.
Memorize the steps.
Right. But in this system's language game, you might be put into a simulation, maybe managing a project budget. Suddenly, there's unexpected market volatility. Okay, you have to use the principles of risk analysis functionally, right there and then, to make decisions, allocate resources, minimize the damage.
And the system knows you understand it because you successfully navigated the simulation.
Yeah, exactly. Success in the game demonstrates understanding of the meaning because you used it.
That sounds rigorous. But I can see how that forces the knowledge to become practical. It can't stay brittle.
It can't, because you're forging it through use. It becomes flexible, adaptable.
Which means it's actually transferable,
Yeah.
right? You don't just leave it behind in the classroom or the training module.
That's the promise. The skills are built through deployment, so they're ready for deployment. Whether that next challenge pops up in, another classroom or a boardroom.
Or even just figuring things out at home.
Or your living room, exactly. The context, the language game might change, but the underlying skill, because it was learned through application, should hold up.
Mastery through mandatory application.
Yeah.
That's a powerful idea. So wrapping this up, what should you our listener take away from this?
Well, if we accept Wittgenstein's point that true understanding only shows up when you can successfully apply knowledge, then here's a challenge for you. Think about something you believe you know really well. Now, identify a specific, real challenge in your life right now. Can you actually use that knowledge to tackle that challenge effectively?
Test it out.
Test it. Is it just memorized data, or is it a practical skill you genuinely possess?